15 that proudly brings to you the GTS Podcast. Guys Talking Smack, the weekly review where we talk about whether SmackDown was a smack up, smack downer, or a smack in the face. This is your boy EJ the King with our special guest.
Itz Milla.
Filling in for your boy J.Fields. You know, Itz Milla from the RBU Podcast. Check them out. Their new episode is up right now. So listen to them, then listen to us to get 2 times Itz Milla this week.
Man, I get to talk about the A show for once. Man, golly.
I actually know. If we have a little side note, from what I saw today on Hulu, Raw was pretty damn good. I don't know what y'all said about it yet.
You know what? It wasn't horrible. I'll agree. It wasn't horrible.
Yeah. Because like I said, I came in, I guess, like, as soon as I came in, it was the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar segment. So immediately I was like, okay, but it intrigued me. It held my attention, though. So I don't know exactly how the structure of the show went, emotionally watching it live. But when I rewatched it today, I was like, okay, not that bad, pretty good show. But moving forward, before we get down to the rundown and everything else, Itz Milla. I was about to call you J.Fields. Milla, do you have a match to watch for?
I actually do. It's from one of my favorite promotions. It's a UK promotion, What Culture Pro Wrestling. The Swords of Essex, which you'll know Will Ospreay from that team. It's a guy we've talked about before. Culture Pro Wrestling Championship against the reigning IWGP Tag Team Champions, War Machine from Ring of Honor. And War Machine actually won this match, so they're double tag team champions, and they're just collecting championships as they go. But this was another great match. High flyers versus power teams, and for whatever reason, War Machine always does great in these type of matches. So if you can, go out of your way to check out this match. It's going to be free on YouTube. And finally, YouTube's getting it together with these indie promotions and not marking all these indie promotions as adult content so they can get their money from advertisements. So check it out, What Culture Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with What Culture. I follow them. I check out a couple of their shows on YouTube. Well, they haven't really had, just like you said, too many YouTube wrestling shows lately because I guess all the everything that's going on. But yeah, I'm very familiar. So good shout out.
Good. I always try to give an alert. Anybody who's not on the iHeart Wrestling page, jump on it. I always try to give an alert when there's a free show because free wrestling is fun for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. I need to do more. I need to do better watching other things other than WWE, whatever. But we'll get to that later. But news and rumors.
News and rumors. All right. So got a couple things coming from the Mae Young Classic. The Parade of Champions. That's what they're calling it. Basically where they're going to announce and introduce all 32 competitors for the Mae Young women's tournament is going to be on July 13th on YouTube at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. That's 6:30 Eastern Time for everybody over on the East Coast.
Okay.
It's going to be cool to see who they haven't announced because we know all the people who are in it. Speaking of the talent that's in it, my next news bit is that Nixon Newell. Some of you may not be familiar with her if you watch Progress and follow them, much like me and J.Fields. You know who Nixon Newell is. Unfortunately, she tore her ACL training and will not be in the tournament.
Right.
She was actually one of the favorites, so it kind of sucks. I feel kind of bad, man, because she's really good, really good.
What was her name in the other indies? I remember J.Fields was talking about. She had a different.
I cannot remember. There was another name she was. I didn't start getting into her, I'll tell you the truth, until I started seeing her in Progress, and I believe it was like Lucha Forever, some of the UK indies, and I was like, okay, I like this chick. She's pretty funny and edgy. I don't know if she would have been that in NXT, but I'll have to do my research and come back to you on that one because I am not 100% sure. But she did have a different name.
Okay.
But hopefully she gets well soon. I feel kind of bad, man, because I feel like this was her time to shine. So, but it's part of the game, you know?
Yeah, ACL. So you talking about at least probably like possibly February or something, possibly.
Yeah, which, it may work out for her. Sometimes injuries happen and, it's one of those things where it's about timing and maybe February will work out for her to kind of be inserted into the NXT women's title picture instead of all the focus being on the tournament. Maybe it'll be like a blessing in disguise.
Right. Usually.
Remains to be seen.
And once
also, go ahead.
Once again, what's the time and the date of the show?
Okay, so the tournament's going to take place over the whole month of August, but the Parade of Champions is going to be on 7/13 on YouTube.
Gotcha.
And it'll be at 6:30 Eastern time, so 5:30 our time. So I'm going to be watching it in the car on my way home from work because I want to see everybody who's going to be in the tournament.
Yeah, most definitely. They put on the page and everything.
Exactly. Speaking of the tournament, Alondra Blaze, Medusa for WCW fans, she's going to be helping and will be part of the tournament. I think that's going to be dope just because, as far as it goes with women wrestlers, I don't think she gets her kudos, her just due. Maybe some of that has to do with the fact she threw the WWF title in the garbage on Nitro, and it took a long time for them to let it go, but I'm happy that they're going to give her a little spotlight, I guess you would say, and kind of that nod, like, hey, you opened the door. So that's going to be cool.
Okay. Yeah, looking forward.
Then we got Adam Cole and Lio Rush. They should be debuting for NXT soon. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Adam Cole show up in the crowd. At the I always want to call it NXT SummerSlam, but NXT Takeover in Brooklyn. Okay. And then last but not least, Kevin Owens DVD sold out in several stores and is finally in stock, but they haven't seen a demand for a DVD like this since the rise and fall of ECW DVD came out.
Really?
Really. So, it was sold out.
So Punk DVD didn't do that well?
Punk's DVD did really well, but it didn't sell out like this. Maybe it's because I think part of it had to do with supply and demand, where people, I don't think they were ready for how popular Kevin Owens is. And so maybe they didn't stock the way that they thought they should. Because I think with CM Punk, they were ready. Right. You know what I mean? Like they knew this was going to be an issue, so we need to make sure we have plenty. And even sometimes with the CM Punk, I think it was selling out. I know in the Chicagoland area, it was the first day was hard to get. Day 3, 4, 5, it was easier.
Cause I end up, I think I end up buying it, and then next thing I know, it was on like Netflix or something. That's how I actually end up watching, because I didn't watch it immediately when I bought it. Tried to watch it the next following week, and then like it popped up on Netflix. I'm like, wow. It wasn't that soon, but I know I watched it on Netflix before I even watched it on DVD.
Right, and I stood in line to try to get it signed, and that didn't work out in the real world. So I ended up just getting a regular copy and being like, look, at least I could watch it.
Right.
Oh, I said last but not least, but I lied.
Okay.
Stone Cold reiterated something that me and Sterl have talked about, and I'm sure you and J.Fields have talked about. WCW or another, multi-million-dollar company was still around to compete with WWE because he feels that Vince is even more out of touch than he was before.
Yeah.
And that is the God-honest truth.
He's complacent now. Just trying out silly-ass ideas and hoping it sticks, and it doesn't, but it's not hurting the company because people are still going to tune in to try to see him get it right again, but yeah.
When you start naming stuff Great Balls of Fire, I mean, you pretty much have said you give two shits about what happens from here on out. That's just the God-honest truth. And that's my news and rumors.
Question, did y'all happen to speak on the Del Rio Paige incident?
I was going to let you do it if you wanted to. I mean, we did. We talked about it. Here's my take. I just feel we've all said that this was a train wreck waiting to happen.
Right.
I just feel like, they're not good for each other. I don't want to speculate on, I don't know if you saw, but Paige's brother said that Paige has been abused by Alberto for the past, I want to say, he said 6 months. And from the jump, I think we were all like, this isn't a good relationship. Like, this isn't going to work out well.
Not at all.
And it's one of those train wrecks. I feel like, I hate to say this, and I hope I don't make anybody go, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. But I feel like this is like Lex Luger and Miss Elizabeth all over again, dude. Like, it's not good.
Right. I mean, I actually I was a little disturbed. I mean, hearing the audio, I listened to the TMZ audio, whatever, and yeah, I just feel bad for Paige. I mean, it's hard to get back into that ring shape, get back to what she's used to doing, and not just focus on him. Because like right now, it seems like he has her full attention, and I guess basically, I mean, before he started bad mouthing WWE like on a repetitive basis. I actually was rooting for Del Rio, you know what I'm saying? Because WWE, I felt like WWE dropped the ball with his character, you know what I'm saying? I felt like he could have been a big deal, but then, when he came back, they didn't do anything with him. So I understood frustration and wanted to leave. So I wasn't mad at him about that. But, he constantly keep bad mouthing him, showing up at shows late, and now this Paige thing, I mean, like, dude, bye. Like, I'm over you, dude. Like, get over.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't get where his head's at right now. Like, I don't like to accuse people of being on drugs, but I don't know how else to feel.
Right.
He's so weird and he's so sporadic. And I don't know if you heard about what was happening at TNA, but so this guy I'm sorry, Global Force Wrestling.
Yeah.
He was basically going on rants where they had to turn the music up to overshadow him, and it's just all bad. It's just all bad.
Yeah, he's your champion right now. Well, he's their champion right now. He's not my champion, but he's their champion.
He's not my champion.
I don't know, but I mean, hopefully this is a reality check. Paige, come home, SmackDown, Raw, or even go back to NXT. Just not this. Do something else.
Yeah, you got to get away from him. This isn't good for anybody, for either of them.
Right. I don't care about him. I just care about Paige now. So yeah, but I got you. But yeah, that's it for news and rumors, I guess. So let's move down to the rundown. Quick hits, as Raw usually does it. So I'll let you have it.
All right. So we opened up where it looked like we were going to get AJ Styles going up against John Cena in a impromptu, I guess you would say, challenge for the U.S. title. That didn't work out. And instead, we had Rusev and Kevin Owens attacking AJ Styles and John Cena. Then after that, we got to see a little bit of the New Day, and of course, everything freezes on me.
New Day and the Usos?
It was a package of the New Day and Usos. And then after that, we got Jey Uso up against... why is this frozen? Can you pause me and go back?
Yeah, I edited it out.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on 1 second. Everything just froze on me because the internet is an unreliable source for news. My apologies. Hold on 1 second. Let's try a different browser. I'm just going to pull up the results on my phone real quick, bro.
It's all good. I just had to edit that part out on the actual live audio podcast, but the YouTube thing, they're getting the cool gist and just looking in the
That's back. Okay. You guys get the real deal. You get everything.
Yeah.
The authentic.
They get to look at the background of my video and everything and see Marcus All standing behind me.
That's so that they know it's real.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right. So let me start over from the jump.
Okay.
AJ Styles comes out, new United States Championship or champion, showing off his new belt. But we got an open challenge. As he waits in the ring, John Cena, or as my friend EJ would call him, douchebag, shows up. And we think we're going to get an AJ Styles versus John Cena match. But instead, Kevin Owens and Rusev spoil the party, leading to the booking of an impromptu main event for later tonight of Kevin Owens and Rusev up against John Cena and AJ Styles, the Super Tag Team. Next up, we had Jinder Mahal defeating Ty Dillinger in a decent match. It was all right. Then, we'll find out later how you feel, sir. You sounded like Sterl right there. I love it. Xavier Woods defeated Jey Uso in a pretty entertaining match. And it actually made me excited for the tag team match coming up at Battleground. Shinsuke Nakamura and Baron Corbin got into a brawl. It was supposed to be a match, but it ended up in a brawl. But we'll definitely talk about how I feel about that later on. Mm-hmm. Natalya and Tamina defeated Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Sami Zayn went to semi or kind of apologized to Maria and Michael Kanellis, but ended up getting hit in the head with a vase full of flowers. Another attempted murder. I just want to point that out. And last but not least, John Cena and AJ Styles defeat Owens and Rusev in the main event. And that, my friends, was SmackDown tonight.
Okay, tribute to my boy J.Fields. Oh, GTS. It's time for our smack up, smack down, smack in the face. I'm gonna kick it off with you, our special guest this week. So, Jay,
thank you, sir.
I'm about to call you J.Fields again. Itz Milla. What is your smack up this week?
So my smack up, I'm actually gonna have to give it to the tag team main event. I didn't expect much from it, and I was actually like, oh man, why the show I have to cover do they have to do this? Because I'm not the biggest fan of throwing people together, but I really liked this match. It was pretty entertaining. I liked that John Cena and AJ Styles kind of gelled. No, they didn't do a lot of, tag team maneuvers together, but the match was not a complete cluster.
Right.
It actually worked well for me. And it made me care about AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens, because originally they had nixed the match. But apparently they're going to go with it for Battleground, and I'm excited about that. John Cena and Rusev, not so much because it's a flag match. Right. But I get it. You got to do what you got to do. But overall, this match for me, it was a lot better than I expected. I was going to go with Jey Uso and Xavier Woods, but I'm going to have to give them the nod, the super tag team of Styles and Cena.
Yeah. I mean, most definitely, it wasn't my smack up, but it's quite surprised me how, good and decent the match was. I actually, to be honest, I was a little amped. Of course, I didn't like the opening of SmackDown because it involved a certain someone, but yet how the direction of the angle and the promo was going, it actually got me a little amped. Like, okay, these folks ain't fought since January, one-on-one, so why not? You know what I'm saying? So I was actually a little ready and amped for this match, because like I said, I was like, I'm thinking it was already going to get interrupted before they rang the bell or whatever, but it seemed like it was about to go, and then KO came out and interrupted. But fast forward to the main event, it's pretty much predictable that they was going to pair them up later on after they both got jumped. You know what I'm saying? So, but the match, it was pretty decent. It's pretty much the typical tag match. The only thing I was really more intrigued about in that main event was AJ Styles and Rusev in the ring same time, because those are the only people in that ring that I haven't seen touch before. You know what I'm saying? So that was a little interesting as well. So I was kind of amped for that and see how their chemistry was going to be. So maybe somewhere down the future, Rusev may want their U.S. title and may challenge AJ, may open up a storyline, or who knows. But definitely, it was a pretty good match.
Yep. And I really need Rusev to be part of the world title picture. So I hope I agree. It's kind of one of those been there, done that things for me with Rusev, because he had that, what I consider a really, really good run with the U.S. title. So at this point, I just feel like they dropped the ball with him getting his shot in the first place, because they were running with that whole thing of he demands a title shot, and they should have followed through with that. So at this point, going forward, I really hope that they put him in the world title picture and don't try to have him chasing around the U.S. title, because he's been there and he's done that. And I think it's time to give him a more prominent role, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, ready for him to move on, see how they. At the end of the day, I'm still skeptical of seeing what's the direction of the WWE title going into SummerSlam, because of course that's not going to be the main event, which I talked about last week. So I'm curious, because it can't be Orton versus Gender again, or it can't be Gender versus somebody else. I'm just curious to see what they're going to do in the next couple of weeks or / month. I forgot when exactly SummerSlam is going to be, but I know it's probably like the third week in August. So
Yeah, I believe you're right. I want to say it's like the 17th or somewhere around there.
okay, it's probably a little bit before my baby's supposed to be due, so I might get to watch it.
Uh-oh. I'll be back from my honeymoon in time.
Good deal, good deal. Big events going on in August.
Yes, sir.
Oh, but yeah, fast forward. My smack up was actually the Jay Uso versus Xavier Woods. Just like you said, it kind of amped me up, because how the results of what's the last pay-per-view? Money in the Bank. How the results of that match ended, pretty much knew the storyline wasn't over, especially after the rap battle last week, which was epic once again. But it's just the fact that I was actually ready for them to mix it up with singles matches and actually see Xavier Woods get some shine one-on-one. I actually wanted the match to go a little bit longer, actually be competitive, get a commercial break possibly. But it did what it's supposed to do. I didn't see them throwing out the New Day and throwing out Jimmy, or Jay, which
right.
I'm going to get them mixed up. But, it happened, and I actually said, okay, maybe we actually get a match, because I thought it was going to actually end with a roll-up, and I was going to be upset. That's probably going to be my SmackDown and Smack in the Face. But, it's a pretty good match. Xavier got to show a little offense, and we already know the Usos can go. So, maybe next week they'll mix it up with somebody else. More than likely they are. But, yeah, that was a pretty good match.
Yep, I agree. I think sometimes watching Xavier Woods in tag competition, I forget how good he is singles-wise.
Mm-hmm.
He's athletic. He's a short dude, but that dude's strong.
He is.
I'm like, man, all right. So, man, it's just a breath of fresh air to watch SmackDown. It's the most for real, I'm just saying, it's the most put together 2 hours of wrestling I've seen in a long time. And that's hard to do.
Yeah.
But somehow they're able to utilize, I know, we go on our rants about, Ty Dillinger getting some shine and, so-and-so not showing up on the show and things like that. But for the most part, it's probably the best 2 hours of wrestling I watch during the week. So, and I get to say that for once. Damn.
Hey, well, I hate to have you uncomfortable all the time, so maybe we should shake things up a couple times throughout the year on these podcasts. Maybe I could jump on RBU sometimes. You jump on SmackDown. We have to shake it up sometimes.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I want to rant about some miserable shit too sometimes.
Right. Said I want to be pissed off on a podcast.
Get tired of being happy and talk about how good we are. Anyway, yeah.
The happy show.
But this is a part of the show which we take the turn and talk about what brought us down. So J. Milla, I'm about to call you. J.Fields, I miss you, my dude. But no offense, Milla. I keep on getting ready to call you J.Fields.
It's okay. I understand.
You gotta understand, we've been doing this about a year, so it's like every week I've been saying J.Fields, what is your smack up? So yeah, it kind of rolls off the tongue. But anyway, Itz Milla, what is your smack downer this week?
My smack downer. I don't understand why I couldn't get a Nakamura Corbin match. Why did they have to brawl in the crowd? Why did you hype me up? I was waiting for this. Look, full disclosure. As soon as EJ said he needed somebody to fill in or said, you wanted somebody to fill in, this was part of the reason why I wanted to fill in. I was like, oh my God, yeah, I want to talk about this. Because my whole goal was to wait to hear you guys talk about the match. And of course, I get no match. I get a brawl in the crowd. What the hell? So, my thing is, if you know you're going to do that, don't give me a million commercials about Nakamura and Corbin. Because it wasn't that insane of a brawl. I feel like if you hype me up, you better do something crazy. So I'm like, oh, man, they couldn't even be contained. But it was just Nakamura jump, from the ring, start throwing elbows. They're all in the crowd. That's it.
Yeah.
Word. That's it. I was very disgusted. It's like seeing a chick walking, and then she turns around and you like, she ain't got no ass. That's exactly how I felt. I got used up. I was ready, and I got nothing.
The back of your head looked ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, this was my smack in the face.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's cool. We can just jump into it. But tag, kind of not hot tag, but kind of interfere. But yeah, this build, and lately I've been showing a lot of displeasure for what they've been doing with Baron Corbin. So, making this match official like last week sometime to book it for this week, I was like, actually, okay, finally get this done. And I actually told, J.Fields and Sterl last week that I said, a loss with the briefcase would not hurt Baron Corbin. So I can actually see Shinsuke coming out of this feud right now, because I think they want to keep Shinsuke winning to probably Mania, possibly. I don't know exactly, but probably to a big win. But anyway, yeah, all that build, man, and the brawl, how it happened. The brawl, just like you said, the brawl wasn't, nothing stuck out, nothing, made me sit there and say, man, y'all got to watch that brawl. I mean, they really threw down. I mean, it was kind of sloppy.
Yeah, it was rushed.
Yeah, it was very rushed. And like I said, it seemed like they gave him a minute. I say, all right, I got 3 minutes to do what y'all got to do. And that's not even including the entrance. The entrance was longer than the brawl. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, I mean, and then we have to wait. What, Battleground is not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So it's just like we have to wait another week. And then obviously they're going to have something going on, maybe interference with Baron Corbin, jumping somebody backstage again like he always been doing. I'm just, I just, like, Shinsuke really ain't been having a real lot of matches on SmackDown. They just kind of save them for pay-per-views or, the week of a lot. And I kind of want more display of Shinsuke a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just seems like they always have him getting attacked or, cutting a backstage segment or something. I just want to see him more involved with SmackDown.
Totally agree. And I was one of those guys where Baron Corbin had to grow on me. And now that he has, I'm like, what are y'all doing with him? Exactly. Like, for me, it's like they bring him up and then they do weird stuff. And then they stop doing weird stuff, but then they go right back to it. It's like, make up your mind what you're going to do with dude. Is he a beast? And, like, I don't know. It's just odd booking with him. I don't really get the point. And then with Shinsuke, it's said that, they to Vince and some of the other higher ups, he's more of an attraction.
Right.
But I don't want them to make him that because he's not just an attraction. Like, he's an attraction, but you can't get people into his character, the people who aren't, and you can't get him over if he's not wrestling on a consistent basis.
Exactly.
And that has to be on TV. It just has to be. Because that's your main outlet.
I mean, basically, just like you said, when they're transitioning him from the King of Strong Style to the artist, it's like you said, it's like, I want to look at him. He's supposed to be a dangerous guy. Supposed to be he has a style of being flamboyant and, attracting the crowd and everything. But, like, it seems like they focus, just like you said, too much on his entrance and everything else instead of he can just kick ass. Because that's what NXT. He was a dangerous man. He used to kick, swing, elbows, all this type of stuff. And, like, they're kind of alluding from that. And to side note to Baron Corbin, like I said, even in NXT, when he first came in, I bought into the character because, he wasn't talking. He was just a badass, came out there, hit the end of days, go backstage, take care of his business. Then, once he started developing a heel persona, I mean, it would start growing on me as well. Like, okay, I'm cool with that, how they doing it. But once he made that jump to the main stage or whatever, it seemed like it's always the same type of rivalry every time. And
exactly.
Delivery, every time he has a match or same type of delivery during a promo. And it's like, I mean, basically, dude, you're just a video game character right now. Like, switch it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Change it. I mean, he changes the attire or whatever. It's just something about Baron Corbin that is blah to me right now. He kind of feels like Randy Orton type blah to me.
Yeah.
Right, give me something else.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly how I feel. It's kind of like, dude, I've been there, done that. It's like, and I don't fault him. He's doing what he's, been told. Right. But it's not doing him any justice. I feel like there's further they could go with this than, the same old, same old. That's how it feels. I agree. So, transitioning to my SmackDowner, which I kind of already know leading into it, you may disagree from what you told me earlier in your rundown, was the Ty Dillinger, Jinder Mahal / Jinder Mahal promo. I just didn't like how they displayed Ty. I understand he
well, people say he can afford a loss right now, but it's just like, I mean, this is something I really don't understand, but I do. But WWE has it bad for having somebody who is so over put down at the wrong time. That match could have went to somebody else. Ty Dillinger, like just like I said, they praised somehow. He displayed a good effort and everything in the Battle Royal the following last week or whatever. And, you know, you throw him to Jinder Mahal. And me, when they made this match, I'm like, there's no good outcome for either one. Like, Jinder Mahal beats Ty Dillinger. So, all the thing been good, Ty Dillinger beat Jinder Mahal, but at the same time, Jinder Mahal is your WWE champion, so it wouldn't make sense at all. So, it's just a bad spot for them to book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I said, I mean, I felt like during the match, I mean, this is a disagreement, but like I didn't see anything, even during the commercial break with the sidebar or whatever, they didn't show me anything in that match because I feel like the whole match, Ty was getting his ass whooped. And he didn't actually show any pure offense until the very end, but it was enough. It was too late. Got hit with the Colossus, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? It kind of bothered me how he was just a blemish on SmackDown on the card. You just read Ty Dillinger versus Jinder Mahal, and immediately after the match, Jinder Mahal cuts a promo, and it's pretty much the same shit every week. And like, dude is like, it's 3 boring people on SmackDown to me right now. It's Randy Orton, Baron Corbin, and Jinder Mahal. Like, I completely tuned out. Like, I was rooting for Jinder Mahal a while back when they first made the decision, like, this is what we're going to do. And, like, I kind of got behind it. But, like, right now, it's just like I'm very annoyed with anti-American shit. So, immediately we started talking about, I'm going to speak to them in my language, and you look at me differently, you treat me differently because I talk. I mean, like, dude. And then the crowd doesn't make it even better. They started chanting USA, and I immediately, like, roll my eyes, fold my arms, like, okay, next. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the promo didn't do anything, and Randy Orton was nowhere to be found, which I wasn't expecting. I didn't want him to come out anyway, but, like, that whole little part of the show was just, like, blah to me, and I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah, you know, for me, I think the reason why I was okay with the match is because it went exactly how I thought it would. I assumed that what would end up happening would be, you know, Ty would get a little bit of offense, but not a lot.
Right.
I was just happy that I think my happiness for him being on the damn show took over everything. Right. And then I agree with you on the anti-American stuff, though. I get tired of that, especially because, like I always say, wrestling is my escape from the real world, man.
Exactly.
I don't need this. Like, when he first was saying things like that, it was cool to me because he was making a point. Like, you don't like me because I, speak different and look different. I was like, hey, he's got a point, But when you keep drilling that, it's like, okay, we get it. There's got to be more to this. And I think that's something that WWE has bad. Like, creative has that bad where they just want to pound us with the same thing over and over again. Kind of like what I talked about on the Great Balls of Fire. God, I hate that name. Podcast. When we recap that, Enzo with these monologues. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, you said the same damn thing and you took 20 minutes last time. You're doing it again. So I kind of tuned out Jinder's promo as well because I knew where he was going with it. So I agree with you on those points. Like, yeah, they got to stop with the overdoing the anti-American. Now it needs to be about, I just don't like you, Randy.
Right.
And Randy doesn't like him. Let's just go there and leave it at that.
But it's just crazy. Like, people like, you see Jinder Mahal fight AJ or these other guys he's been facing earlier this month or last month or whatever. And, like, he always uses the other guys, the Singh brothers, involved to help him win. And, like, I just felt it was real bad that he beat Ty Dillinger just clean. Like, no obstacles, no disruptions or anything, And they kind of, not necessarily, like, I'm not looking for Ty to get into the WWE title shot this year or maybe not even next year, but, like, he's too talented and too credible and too over to just go out there and just put over your champion. They could have easily gave that to anybody else.
Yep.
I can't even think of a popular, well, not even popular. They could have put Sin Cara out there or something. Anything. I'm trying to think of a face that nobody's like, okay, you finna fight Jinder Mahal. You get an opportunity, but we know you're not gonna win. Ty out there, we knew he wasn't gonna win, but it sucked. He had to bite that bullet before he was even fired. You know what I'm saying? So that sucked though, but it is what it is.
Totally agree.
So I already went through my smack in the face. So it's time for you to tell me what is your smack in the face this week.
My smack in the face is Mike Kanellis. I hate calling him that. And Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Word. This is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I swear every segment I've seen with these two in it is so boring and so lame. I like Mike and Maria Kanellis.
Mm-hmm.
I like Sami Zayn. I don't like this angle. I'm going to keep interrupting you guys, and I'm going to come over here and say sorry, and then, like, I'm going to smash a glass vase over your head. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, no. None of this works. None of this works for me. None of this makes me care. It wasn't funny. Maybe I'm alone. I don't see what this does. I don't. This is the best you could do. This is the best you got. Why couldn't there be from a match? Like, that's my thing. I get tired of these issues being started because you interrupted my promo. Like, has Sammy even made physical contact with Mike at all?
Maybe at an house show or something, but I don't think they have.
So why do you care that much that he interrupt? Like, let's be for real. Like, that's my thing. It seems so corny to me.
It's also kind of hypocritical because last week or the week before, I can't remember exactly, but Sammy's like, I'm all for love, you know, I support this, you know, like, and this week he was like, I don't get what this is. I'm like, dude, last week you got it. You know I mean, like,
yeah.
Huh? I was confused.
Exactly. They forget what they write, dude. It goes back to, you know, like whatever happened last week don't matter this week for WWE Creative. It's the same thing. It's just, I just feel a lot of times there's so much more that they could do creatively with people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen Sami Zayn / El Generico, you know, Mike Bennett / Mike Kanellis. I've seen these guys outside of WWE wrestle each other. I've seen them semi-feud. And it's a lot better than what they're doing. And for half of the stuff that WWE steals concepts from, you know, other indies and all that, they never steal the shit that works. That's what drives me crazy. They've done this before. Like, these guys have gone against each other before. Maybe ask them what works. Because this doesn't. I don't care.
WWE will grab something that, they didn't do it good as we can do it. Let's just try to do it. That you know, they grabbed the wrong, just like you said, the wrong thing, and just, I mean. Yeah, this match could have been strictly, this rivalry could have strictly been based around in-ring talent. Like, if he would have came and interrupted during Sammy matches, you know what I'm saying, display that little love thing, it could have been a rivalry right there. Not just for the fact that backstage segments and 1 week you like it, 1 week you don't, and 1 week you understand, 1 week you don't. It's just, it's a mess right now. And like I said, even when they made their debut, I was for it, you know, kind of curious who they was going to mix it up with. And when they picked Sammy, I was like, okay, maybe. And they're constantly just doing this now. And, like, I need to see some in-ring contact or something, you know.
Like, to me, the first time he interrupted him, then that should have been, like, Mike being like, okay, well, I'm taking you to the ring and we're going to fight. Right. Like, it took all this. And then, you know, I stand by what I said. That's also attempted murder. You can't hit somebody with a vase and it just be okay. That doesn't happen in real life like that. The other person's out the game. He's injured. He's hurt. Like, let's be for real here, guys. But they're gonna probably skim over this like they did, you know, Roman Reigns trying to kill Braun Strowman. So whatever.
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, whatever happens inside the WWE building stays in the WWE building, because
pretty much
anything, you're not gonna get arrested for anything. Baron Corbin put a forklift on Dean Ambrose. So, whatever. Yeah.
You know what? You're exactly right. I forgot about that.
So go ahead.
Attempted murder seems to be okay in WWE.
Go back there and stab somebody. Oh, it's okay. It's wrestling. You know, it's no. Like, get over it. Well, yeah. Like I said, yeah, that did bother me, but you know, the Baron Corbin thing was more disturbing to me, so that's why I chose that. But definitely, that was a blemish in the show. On the Mike Kanellis thing and the Sami Zayn. We already know we're gonna get this match at Battlegrounds, a pre-show or something. So and
we know Mike's gonna win.
Yeah, unfortunately. That's a whole nother subject. We jump in and out talking about Sami Zayn all the time, and just like,
yep.
I just hate to see wrestlers get mistreated, and then, you know, people throw up question marks. I wonder why he left. You know, he's had such a good thing in WWE. Dude was all over the world putting on classic matches, and you bring them here as a comic.
And do nothing.
Yeah, do nothing with comic relief. So, I mean, I like, you know what I'm saying, as far as indies and WWE, I just like to see the talent in WWE get used. And I think that was our subject last week. Like, use them to their best ability while you have them, because when the time you throw them out there and they have nothing else to do, we're not going to accept it as you think we are. So, I mean, like, they should take advantage of Sami Zayn's talents and use it in a good way. But
exactly,
I'm not in charge. I can't make the shots. So.
Right. We're just the spectators. It's just unfortunate because I do believe sometimes WWE signs certain people just to play keep away.
Yeah.
There's no, like, he's or to get him and they go, oh, he was popular on the indies. What do we do with him now?
Right.
Well, if you didn't have a plan, what the hell did you sign him for?
Exactly. I mean, like I said, we both shows, RBU and GTS, we talk about this. They write this shit week to week. They don't write it 6 months in advance and have plan Bs, actual plan Bs, just in case shit goes south. Somebody gets hurt or something comes up where the person can't, the angle's not working. They should have shit lined up, like, just in case. And everybody should be on call, like, all right, well, this is not working. Get out there. All right, and it'd be acceptable. But, like, you keep people off TV, you throw them in a match, Ty Dillinger, and all of a sudden, it's not in the best situation, and, like, I'm like I said, what's next for Ty Dillinger next week? Like, you just lost the WWE champion. Like, how can you come back after that? I mean, I understand that you can throw him in any match, but, like, what do you do with him now?
They're going to pretend like nothing happened.
I mean, he's
like they always do.
Ty should be. I mean, you just saw how over and how great that storyline was with Eric Young and NXT, and how it developed week after week and month after month, how that was going with his character, and now he can barely get his match. And, like, he has the talent to be put in a storyline that actually means something, and they're not doing that. I just don't get it.
Totally agree with you, sir.
That's a rant all on another subject.
Right. That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, so that would do it for our review. So let's get into some near falls. You got any near falls for tonight?
What were we going to talk about? I'm trying to remember.
Come on for the GTW?
Yeah.
Well, we can do that after we do some near falls.
Oh, yeah. Let's do the. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have any near falls for tonight. I was an excited spectator because, like I said, I got to watch. Even though Raw was decent, I still give SmackDown the edge here, only because it just feels fresher. So maybe I'm tainted.
Yeah, I haven't.
What we?
So what?
I was gonna say, what do you have any near falls?
I was gonna ask you, how did you feel about the women's tag match? I mean, typical tag match.
Typical tag match, but I did like the fact that Tamina got some shine and got the pinfall. I think people will overlook the fact that she pinned Charlotte, right?
Super.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, she pinned Naomi not too long ago during a tag match as well. But, like, I think I hinted to J.Fields, like, I mean, I can see her getting better. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as she's getting out there and get exposed. I still need her to fix that snooker splash because it's god awful. I mean, it needs to be better. Seems like when she jumps, she kind of regrets it. Oh, I got up too high. And kind of lands on her feet first. But, I mean, like I said, if she can incorporate that super kick into something else, maybe a super kick, turn into a small drop afterwards or something, I don't know. But she just need to try to clean that up, finish her better. But, like, I could definitely see her development. And as far as everyone else, I mean, Charlotte and Becky, I mean, they're going to keep tagging up. And I don't know what is going on between Tamina and Lana right now, but, I mean, possibly maybe it works. I don't know. But
yeah, that was the only thing that's weird for me. Like, watching, because the thing I like about SmackDown is that things can happen, and I feel like I could trust that it might go somewhere. I may not like the direction it goes, but I feel like things don't just happen for no reason for the most part. So I originally questioned, like, why is Tamina sticking up for Lana? Like, this is weird. I think that was a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
So now I'm seeing, like, okay, maybe they're, like, in cahoots, I guess, on their own. So that's kind of cool. I'm curious to see where it goes. Hopefully, it goes in a good direction. It's not something goofy.
Yeah.
I've loved Rusev this whole time. Let's share him or something weird like that.
Um,
Because I just don't know where this is going.
oh, that would be crazy. I was not, I guess not weirded out is not the right word to say, but I was actually questioning, like, Naomi went up to Shane saying, who am I going to defend this title against at Battleground, and she still didn't get what she wants. She got defended at SummerSlam. So it's like, what was all the fuss and fight about? And also, how do you feel about the 5-way they announced for Battlegrounds to determine the number one contender?
You know what? I like it because, all right, fine. Naomi may not defend the title at the actual show, but I'm sure she'll be out on commentary because that's something that SmackDown does very well. And I'm sure whoever wins is going to confront her. And I don't know who's going to win. It's another one of those who's going to win. Because Tamina just got, like you said, she pinned Naomi, and then she pinned Charlotte. She's got a lot of steam. And the fact that they're not really mentioning it makes me believe she could really, they may give her a chance and say, hey, let's see what you could do.
You know what I think?
So I'm intrigued.
Future booking, I think who I want and who I feel is going to win, I think Becky's going to win. And we have Becky versus Naomi at SummerSlam. Becky probably takes that title off Naomi, and possibly Carmella cashes in.
Ooh, that night.
Maybe that night, or, I mean, like I said, I kind of wanted to switch it up. Or maybe Becky loses Naomi clean. Becky gets mad, takes out Naomi. Then Carmella comes out there and cash in. You know what I'm saying? Flip, a heel turn possibly. But, yeah, I think Becky deserves her. I mean, she's been out of the title shot for a while. I mean, even though she had a WrestleMania clusterfuck with all this shit was going on. Opportunity since Alexa Bliss, jump brands, whatever. So, I mean, I would like to see her mix it up, probably with Naomi, because I think I've never seen them fight before. I mean, we probably fought during the PCB and Team Bad thing angle back then.
Don't. Let's pretend like none of that ever.
Hey, I like Team Bad. They was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I did. I like them, but that whole PCB and when they first of all, Easter egg, when they first said that they were called the Submission Sorority, I was like, you guys can't do that. I ain't gonna tell you why I know this, but just don't. These little kids and they not ready. They're gonna search it and find out something.
Yeah, we cut from science.
Don't do it.
I want to submit submission sorority T-shirt, Mom. Like, nah.
No.
Oh man, yeah, but I think that was everything. The Fashion Files was pretty good tonight.
I really liked it. Man, Breezango have grown on me so much. I love them. Yeah. At first, I was like, this is stupid as hell. Tyler Breeze deserves more. But this is one of those times where somebody took an angle and made it their own.
Yeah, exactly. I think they make it. Yeah.
Because seeing them live, when I went to I wasn't at Money in the Bank. What the hell was I at? Backlash.
Yeah.
Seeing them live was like, man, this works. I like these guys. So I love that Tyler Breeze said, F it, I'm going to make this work for me because they're not doing anything else with me. And I think from this, they realized what they got in Tyler Breeze is somebody special.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell he's out there having fun doing it. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes.
I mean, I watch, Xavier Woods' YouTube channel, and I see the personality that Tyler Breeze has. And, it's more comical. And not sitting there and say, I always have to be the pretty guy or pretty boy or whatever and serious. But, he is comical. So I think this whole idea or what they're doing with their character is all, pretty much creative, saying, okay, see what y'all can do with this. And they took it and ran with it. Because at first, I ain't going to lie, when he started doing the disguising thing and putting on dresses, I really wasn't really for it. I was like, because I wanted that Tyler Breeze. I wanted the Tyler Breeze that was from NXT, more serious.
Right.
Off what he can do. But, now it's just I look forward to Fashion Files every week. Next week, they're going to be in Birmingham, Alabama. So, I don't know what they can possibly dig up or probably do as far as Alabama angle, as far as Fashion Files, but the Texas one was pretty good, and the Miami Vice one when they was in Florida. I mean, like, it's good stuff, man.
Yep.
But also, I mean, the brewing of the Hype Bros.
Yeah. Although, you know what? Everybody keeps thinking that Zach is going to turn on Mojo, but what if it's the other way around?
I think it's going to be.
Because they already kind of switch roles, because remember, Zach used to be the one telling Mojo, get your head in the game, get with it, blah, blah, blah. Now Mojo's telling him, like, hey. So maybe over, this course of time where we've been watching Mojo Rawley, kind of asking for, like, hey, I won the Battle Royal, dude. Where's my TV spot?
Right.
Maybe we've seen that competitive side where we've been asking for a more serious Mojo Rawley. Because I think, he's a student of the game, and I think he could get better. And maybe like a heel turn or a more serious and competitive turn is what he needed.
Yeah, I definitely see the potential if he's to turn heel. Because, I mean, he has to build. Like, even walking backstage, I mean, when he walked up to Zack Ryder and Breezango, like, how he approached him, if he was a jerk, if he went for being a jerk in that angle, I can see it working. Like, I actually was a little intrigued about that. And, like, I mean, it'll definitely give him and Zack Ryder something to be involved in, because once they break up, of course, there's going to be a storyline or rivalry right there, and they're going to have some matches, have some interactions and everything. So I'm curious to see that. But, like, I would actually root for the Mojo turn rather than Zack Ryder as well, because, it pretty much writes itself. Like, it's something different, and I'm more interested in seeing what Mojo can bring to the table as far as a new development character. We already seen the heel Zack Ryder and the face Zack Ryder, of course. So kind of want to see what else they can do with him.
Totally agree.
All right, so that's all in their files. I think that was everything we covered. No Dolph Ziggler, no.
Yeah, no that was different for me, but I mean, I get it. Everybody can't. You get the unfortunate thing is that Raw's 3 hours and SmackDown's 2. I really wish they flip-flop it. They should do a ratings war.
I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't sitting there saying, like, Dolph should have been there, but, like, it's like I was trying to think of people who's missing, and, like, it seems like, sometimes, we always, keyword, we always look for Luke Harper to make an appearance somewhere, but, like, sometimes when they're not on TV, it doesn't hurt everybody. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
About Luke Harper is that he's never on TV, so it hurts him every week. But, like, sometimes you need a break, and SmackDown does it well, like, incorporating in different people with TV spots and other people not falling out, not being forgotten. So, whatever. But moving on to our GTW segment, and I think you had a question you want to present to the audience.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I want to know so for those that don't know, or if you've been under a rock, Austin Aries was released. He didn't ask for a release. They released him.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what they corrected that. He was actually released. Part of the reason was he had a bad attitude, quote unquote, backstage.
Mm-hmm.
What they're saying is that, he's very vocal about how he doesn't like how 205 Live is presented, how he's being pigeonholed into the cruiserweight division, and he could be utilized for more, and we all know that. And all in all, he is just displeasure with WWE creative, and it was said that the writers didn't really like him either. So all that led to, him leaving. Here's my thing: 205 Live is not great, and every once in a while you get a good match. So my question is, would they be better off with maybe, instead of 205 Live, if the Mae Young Classic works out, would they be better off maybe trying to do an all-women show? Would that hurt the main roster women if they did that? What do you think, EJ?
It's a yes and a no. And the reason I say that is because, yes, 205 is not strong, like you said. It's not, taking off like they thought it would. I mean, it could, but just how they're displaying it on, I guess Raw is more a benefit for cruiserweights. How they display the cruiserweights on Raw really is not dragging people over Tuesday nights and watching 205 Live. Because, I mean, it's pretty much typical wrestling match on 205. I mean, on Monday Night's Raw. And, like, not saying that every time to give Randy Orton some credit, no offense, but I know it's not all flippy shit all the time. But same time, we want to see some flippy shit.
Right.
Signed cruiserweights for something different. So they changed the ropes. We already been through this. They changed the ropes and changed the ring apron and all that type of stuff. And like you pretty much get a typical tag team match between two smaller guys. And like I said, I have people who I'm friends with and people who are in the iHeart Wrestling group who watch 205 on a weekly basis. They kind of try to drag me in and say, hey, man, y'all should have saw 205 live this week. I mean, it was crazy. It was good, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm pretty sure they're going to highlight it on Raw and SmackDown and try to, lure me in like that. So, I mean, maybe if they do it, I will. But, like, I watched it probably 2 times since it's been on air and really didn't drag me in and say next week I want to watch it. But as far as cutting out completely and replacing with the women, I do agree that possibly it will hurt the main roster, just depending on who's incorporated in that show. Now, if you have people who's still like, as far as Charlotte, Becky, or even Sasha Raw, Bailey, and Sasha, if you had those people away from it and incorporate some new ones, like as far as the NXT women who don't get TV shine all the time, or maybe Mickie James and Dana Brooke, who are not always displayed on Raw all the time, people like that, maybe it can go into something, but also that type of show possibly I think it would need a title. So it's just kind of like, what would you do as far as title-wise? Would that match would that show only be targeted towards making number one contenders, or I just don't see what the direction of the show will go, but it's a good idea. So
the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Or women's tag match. Tag team title or something.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
But I guess my thing is why I question with 205 Live, like you said, I don't feel like there's an identity for it, for the division. Like when WCW was around back in the day, I knew that first hour the cruiserweights were going to go all out.
Right.
And it was going to be dope. And it was going to be, that's how people fell in love with Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko. And even before that, because Chris Benoit, though they used him in the cruiserweights, we knew he was more, a heavyweight, mid-card, whatever. But, when we're talking about, Juventud and Psychosis, those guys, it was great watching them because that kind of put them into, like, the TV title picture. And, and I don't see them doing that with the cruiserweights. It's like, you're a cruiserweight and that's it. Like, to me, they missed the ball on Jack Gallagher. He could be, in the U.S. title picture or something because he's highly entertaining and he can wrestle anybody. That's the number 2 problem I have. For smart fans like me and you, who, you may not watch a whole bunch of outside WWE, but you have knowledge. You know kind of what goes on and you know who's talented and who's not and that they can do more. It's like you got guys like Tony Nese. What are you doing with him?
Nothing.
He's so good and you do nothing. Cedric Alexander. This guy is amazing. I watched him for years in ROH and I was like, oh yeah, he's going to be that dude.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, we're going to have you in an I Quit match and a feud where you fight over Alicia Fox. Why? Like, this was your chance. Like, I feel like the reason why the Cruiserweight Classic was exciting was because it was different. And it was about competition and not gimmicks. And I know you have to kind of throw those in there, but it wasn't about being gimmicky and all that. It's about fighting.
Right.
And they could have done that because that's basically what they do with Neville. He doesn't do a lot of gimmicky, weird stuff. He just comes out and kicks your ass.
Right.
And that's what I think they missed with the cruiserweights. It's like only one guy can be all about fighting and everybody else are going to do some, gimmicky, weird stuff and, throw you in some weird combinations and let you kind of wrestle for an hour. Okay. All right. Bye. Nobody really cares. There's no investment.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
And just like you said about the Raw, like you named Jack Gallagher and I mean, sorry to his credit, but like I completely forgot about him because he's just collecting dust. You have him, Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander, Tony Nese. I mean, there's plenty of people who you sign and not doing anything with. And like I said, as far as that angle, as far as me turning to a whole different show just to see them and they're not even on there all the time either. Just like, which is pushing my case back to Austin Aries. Like, we seen what he does in NXT. We saw him compete with Baron Corbin, people twice his size, things like that. So, I mean, I can understand his frustration. I can understand him walking backstage with bad attitude. He probably, when he signed the NXT/WWE, I'm gonna get ready to fight with the best, and we all saw that potential as well. Like, okay, he may mix it up with Seth Rollins one day, or may mix it up with Roman Reigns one day, or anybody. You sticking them in this one little slot, and all the time, I mean, like, you gave him opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to get the cruiserweight title, and not saying that he has to win it just to get over, but like, he clearly had people behind him, and like, a machine behind him. People wanted to see him be successful, but it's like, after he lost that feud, now what? Like, and I understand his frustration. He probably like, yeah, I do. Like, okay, I did what I had to do. Even Neville, as far as right now, he's making that cruiserweight division what it is now. The same time, like, we've seen him compete with Seth Rollins. We've seen him compete with Cesaro and other people. Like, it was great matches. Like, they shouldn't be just held down to this particular spot or weight class just because, I mean, you're trying to sell a show. Give those people opportunity. I mean, it's plenty of time. Like, you just pretty much just named a lot of people. TJ Perkins wants another person. Like, you're not doing anything with everybody.
Right.
It's just basic storyline. I mean, like I said, it has to be about the wrestling. And like I said, make it to the point where if you want to do it like old school WCW, you can open up Raw with that promo, but immediately make the first hour about 205 Live, or make the first 30 minutes or something about 205 Live, so we have something to grasp on about, because the little blemish you throw during Raw, we don't have anything. I mean, like, it's over.
Doesn't do anything.
I mean, I can go to the kitchen and get something to drink. The match is over with. The rest red. I'm like, damn, it's over with already, And it's basically your typical tag matches, or Alicia Fox and all that other type of shit going on. And I mean, like I said, it's not attractable. And just like I said, the women's match, I mean, the women's division, if you was to do a whole show, it may possibly turn to something, like I said, but as far as what you brought up is like hurting both main rosters on SmackDown and Raw, it can possibly, like, it kind of makes me feel like, what are you fighting for? 205 Live, they want the Cruiserweight title.
Right.
So, like, if they have this own women's network, I mean, will you have people from SmackDown show up, or Raw show up on their own women's show? So, I mean, it just depends how they do it.
Yep.
So.
I agree.
Okay. But, yeah, I mean, I hate that Austin Aries is not going to be here. I mean, I actually feel like, I mean, this is all Vince's fault. So, I feel Triple H couldn't make the call. I mean, if he had to make the call, I'd be like, okay, he had his attempt. Let him focus on somebody else. Let him go up. Or even if they didn't want to get people confused with him being in 205 Live wrestling the purple ropes, then have to wrestle with red ropes, throw him SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? Like, let him mix it up with Kevin Owens or somebody, somebody different, I don't know.
Yep, totally agree. It's not like you couldn't use them,
Going back to NXT, I mean, it's plenty of things. I mean, I just don't get it. But anyway, I digress. Well, if there's nothing else, sir, that'll be a wrap on the show. I appreciate you filling in for J.Fields.
I appreciate you having me, sir.
Oh, it was a pretty good show. I mean, good chemistry. I mean, it's wrestling, so I mean, it's not hard to find something to talk about and agree and disagree with and go on for about 63 minutes, which we have. So it's all good.
And for me, that was a whole, how many? I've done 3 hours of podcasts. I love it. I live for this shit. No.
Yeah. So I'm going to check out RBU in the morning. And like I said, I mean, of course, that's always my ride to work, and half of it on the way to work and the rest of it while I'm at work. So, I mean, I'm going to definitely check in that and let y'all know what I think on the iHeart Wrestling page and on the group, whatever, you know what I'm saying, which I will always do.
Thank you, sir.
But if there's nothing else, check out 1515 out for other podcasts such as RBU, once again, GTS, Mommy's Wine Time, MWT, I messed that up, Lace Them Up, Equal Opposites, Studio Flow, The Rundown, and Mac and D Talk TV. Click on the Amazon link to support the site. Today is Amazon Prime Day. I know you probably listen to this tomorrow, so too late. Buy some stuff for August. Have any holidays?
No. Labor Day's coming. Does Labor Day count? It's in September, though, but, I mean.
They can buy some wedding stuff and buy me some.
I was just about to say. Get EJ some baby stuff, get me some wedding stuff, and you'll be all good.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So it's not hard to find. Click on the Amazon link and click on the website. Click on our names. It'll take you straight to our Twitter page. If you want, I give you address and everything. So PO box, whatever. So hook me up. Anyway, until next week, J.Fields should be back. But once again, you're always welcome to the GTS Podcast.
Thank you, sir.
Until next week, like I said, this is your boy EJ the King.
Itz Milla.
We out this bitch. Holla.